Hello, everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit about an actionable way to break yourself out of the rut of moving forward in your healing journey by creating a habit that worked for me. Um, I've been using this technique for 4 years now, and I can't believe the transformation that it's had for me. Um, in that time, I had probably two of the worst years of my life. Um, and I'm doing very well now, and things are getting better. So, this is something that is meant to be very simple, very attainable, very within your control, but it's something that you have to do on a regular basis. Okay. It's a habit that you are instilling within yourself that you can't blame anybody else for. It's just for you. Okay. So, and for me, just to give a little bit of context, this is one of those things where it's like, I mean, you know, my everything was falling apart, kind of a thing. Like, COVID hit my, um, I had to close down my business. I had to sell my house, etc. Like all the shits. I was brokenhearted um, over the loss of my business. Um, I was not in a good place. I was not treating my family well. I wasn't who I wanted to be. I couldn't figure out how to summon that within myself because I just felt yucky on the inside. Okay. So, um, it started with this. It sounds like two questions, but it's one. Okay. It is, what am I feeling and what do I need right now? Okay. Once again, what am I feeling and what do I need right now? So it's an assessment, it's a body scan. And I know you've heard this before. The reason you've heard it before is because it fucking works. Listen to my video, listen all the way to the end, and then figure out how to make it your own. Once again, this is meant to be simple. It's not easy though. It's not easy. Think of this like a tool, like a scraper. It's a very simple little thing, but you're just scraping off the barnacles that have accumulated on your body. And you just have to do it multiple times a day, scrape, scrape, scrape. And you're just getting these barnacles off of your body. And bit by bit, you start kind of cleaning yourself off. And then it just becomes this habit. And then it's not so hard. It's just a little bit of scrape, a little bit of this, like brushing your teeth. No big deal, you know? And you don't have to think so hard about it. Um, if you're having a hard time feeling like it's, oh, I can't change my entire life by doing this, then just set a date. Let's say, let's do this until January 20th, because we don't want to stop right at the end of the year because, there's so much going on right around New Year's and the holiday rigmarole. So like, let's say January 20th or something like that. But anyway, think about, what do you need right now? You hungry? You sleepy? You need some water? Is that sweater too itchy? Got something in your shoe? You too hot? Too cold? Is it too loud in there right now? Do you need to take a noise break? Um, are you just feeling kind of fidgety right now? Do you need to do something with your hands? So like, for example, guess who took up knitting? Who the fuck knows what this is going to be? Everybody's getting scarves. I don't know. I just taught myself how to knit. It's just an example of like, I had to figure out what I needed because scrolling my phone wasn't the solution. Too many people are using the same four things. They're like scrolling their phones, smoking, drinking, eating, and then zoning out, finding something to help them zone out. TV, video games, whatever, and just numbing themselves out. And then wondering why they don't feel any different, why they don't feel any better. Maybe it's food. For me, I use food as an excuse to rest because I came from a family where you don't rest. You have to be productive at all times. And so if I wanted to sit and just like be still for a moment, I needed to do something. So I needed to like eat. Um, and so having, something to do like my little knitting thing was just a way of being like, hey, I just need to sit for a second. But I'm a fidgety person. I just feel like I need to do stuff. And so it's a way for me to do something, but just like sit, sit outside, think, listen to music, whatever. But finding a more creative way and a healthier way, a more cup filling kind of way to regulate my nervous system. What do I need right now? What do you need right now? What are you feeling right now? Excuse me. Um, are you feeling a little agitated? Like, is there emotion in there? Are you feeling agitated right now? Like, did that person just say something to you that kind of like got your blood boiling? And then, so follow that up with what do I need right now? So if there is an emotion there, if that person just said something to you, rather than bottling it up, maybe you need to turn around and say, hey, the thing you just said uh, made me feel aggravated, and here's why. Maybe instead of bottling it up and stewing on it and thinking about the right thing to say and thinking about all the reasons and blah, 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 maybe it's just something that needs to be handled right then and there. Maybe a boundary just needs to be set right then and there. Maybe you just need to practice that a little bit more. Um, Maybe it just needs to be something as simple as like, hey, I didn't like that you said that. And you just walk away. It doesn't need to be perfect. It it doesn't need to be mean, like you still want to function with integrity, but once again, that takes practice as well. If you fuck it up, then you say, "I'm sorry, that didn't come out right. I'll try better next time." But you still got to practice that. This whole thing is about practicing. You're practicing, what do I feel? What do I need? And then you're practicing taking care of it. You're practicing figuring out what it is that you need. You're practicing figuring out what you um, are feeling, and identifying what that feeling is. Sometimes you're at the level that I was, which is just like I had a sensation and I don't even know what that sensation is. Sometimes you're coming from it from a more advanced level where it's like you know what your emotions are, you know what your sensations are, and you're able to identify it and you're able to identify the solutions and you can move through this a little faster. But literally, if you are stuck, if you are feeling stuck, it's because your relationship with yourself is stuck. And you just need to like fine tune that a little bit. And so your body needs a little bit more care. And sometimes that care is like how you take care of your body. And sometimes that care is how you take care of the emotions that your body is having. And sometimes those emotions are like those negative ones, like anger, where something feels unjust, where you say, hey, that wasn't cool. Or jealousy, where you identify, like, hey, that thing that person did, that's something that I want. And so you're like, that's a characteristic that I want to try and cultivate in myself. But maybe it's something else. Maybe it's like, I like that on that person. And I want to turn around and be like, hey, just so you know, I thought that was awesome. And then their face lights up, your face lights up, and you're like, I gave them a compliment and we all feel better for it. And then you feel better, right? Those are the types of things that move you forward. And then eventually you get to a place where like, where I'm feeling, which is like I wake up in the morning and I'm jazzed, I'm giddy for the day. I walk into a room and people are excited to see me because I'm dropping compliments left and right because I'm seeing all the good stuff. And if I see something that I don't like, I'm stopping it right in its tracks. I'm like, hey, did you just give me attitude right then? you know like, I hold my boundaries like a fucking stone. But also, man, do I love hard, and I will tell you all the things that I think are magnificent about yourself. So, how are you feeling? What do you need? How are you feeling? What do you need right now? Let's do it. Come on, baby, we can do this.